Nobody busy nobody again. They will hear your story, you know. But when you write them in a book, write them down in a book. Listen to you write them in a book, you know. But when the help come, nobody busy nobody again.
When I wake up and see a picnic them hungry morning time, you know see a baby mother hungry. You hungry. Everybody else in the yard hungry. And nobody to turn to you and help you go, and nobody to help you.
Me don't want food.
Hold on, I'm sure naughty. I'm not sure naughty. So it's good to plant the food. You see this? Bungo pea. Big up on yourself. Give thanks once again. I preach love the strength. You know what I mean? It's an honor. Really and truly. Give thanks and praise to the Most High Jah Rastafari. Yes, I. There once again, my people. And we are talking about the struggles of Jamaica. You know what I mean? Because enough of people out there cry out, you know. And people now hear them cry now. And I man feel like a part of my duty to hear them cry. You see me I say? Yeah man. And we put together we do some research and put together some clip. My black brother and sister them and my elder them a cry out and I reach out and I send some positive message. You see? But through them now deal with no drama no mix up and blame and them now deal with the excitement. Enough people now hear them cry. Yeah, so we find them and we connect with them and we go play them.
Cost of living in Jamaica is so expensive right now. 40 years ago, minimum wage was $26 and that could feed a family of 5 for 1 week. Fast forward to 2024, our minimum wage right now, if you divide it out, weekly works out to around 15,000 and that can feed a family of 4. Right? The exchange rate. Could you believe there was once a time where our dollar was actually stronger than the US dollar? It was around 91 cents to $1. Fast forward to 2024, right? And that same $1 US is now equivalent to 158 Jamaican dollars. That's around 17,000% devaluation of our dollar since 1974. 1 out of every 3 Jamaicans, right, now live below the national poverty line. As a financial brethren, that doesn't sit right with me. Since the 2008 recession, Jamaica has lost a lot of companies. We have companies like Air Jamaica, companies like D&G, companies like the National Sugar Company has ceased operation or has been acquired by other companies. This has resulted in major job losses, right? And right now the demand for those skilled workers is so low right now. Most of the job opportunities now are concentrated in the BPO sector or in the tourism sector. What this means now is that these same people have moved closer to the poverty line, right? And I don't see it getting any better because the average price for food has increased by 10% year over year. And the pay no move. So I understand, is this the 2030 Jamaica that we want for our children? Place to live, work, raise family and do business?
A piece of potato because everything they are told. When you go out and look for something in the sky, so we can buy them mutton off $1,000 a pound. Ask you that about $1,500 a pound. One bread now, $600 for one bread. 1 pound of chicken back at home, I get $250 for a pound of chicken back. 1 pound of chicken hours, some of them $450 for $500. All poor people can survive.
She has been left waiting for help that never arrived.
Me go ask Miss Warren care 2 letter about the house and thing, and me not get a response. Me go over food for the poor. Me not get a response either. Me go down a part, me not get a response either. Nobody busy, nobody again. They will hear your story, you know. But when you write them in a book, write them down in a book. Listen to you write them in a book, you know. But when the help come, nobody busy, nobody again.
Her to believe.
It was for the rich and not for the poor because the poor cannot afford it.
While a crammed shared bedroom with no bathroom, Marjorie and her family are forced to walk to nearby bushes to use this one. Several packs of pills are all around her as she struggles to cope with depression. Drinking water, a mosquito hub. In the face of all her struggles, there's only one thing she truly desires.
Me don't want food.
At a popular supermarket I visited, the cheapest whole chicken cost $1,549 plus tax. On average, 1 pound of rice cost $179, red peas $438, lettuce $1,108, 2 tomatoes $289, and a bottled drink $302.66.
You see them sardine round the cuss. The same baked bean round the cuss. The same tin mackerel round the cuss. Remember the chicken back. We somehow don't remember. Remember the flour. And you see them biscuit here? At $200 for 3. And then I taste that clock good.
I use flour and rice, tin mackerel and chicken mackerel for lip and to mouth.
On average, it costs $672.36 per pound. The imported version, $472.20.
People, me in a Jamaica supermarket right now, me in ILO, and you can't believe the price them. Past 3 years, me there, the price them multiply like by 4 times.
Month end just passed and everybody get paid. Now at the first of the month and every bill due, right? So you have water, you have light, you have internet, you have rent if you are pay rent, and remember say at the end of the day you need to buy food. Now food per month right now $50,000 minimum per month, and bear in mind, me know say within the month you have to go back to the supermarket go buy something. So me just always try to understand how the people that we get minimum wage survive. Like how they survive, because me I get more than minimum wage and me cannot afford this life.
So here's the thing. The minimum wage was raised in 2014, 2018, and 2022. All of those instances are 4 years apart. So having raised the minimum wage in 2022, 1 year later, the government is going to raise the minimum wage again. Why do you think that is? Why would they need to raise the minimum wage 1 year later after raising it 4 years apart in previous years? Why? The government recognizes what these employers also know but refuse to admit, that the cost of living, the rate of inflation is too high to sustain a low wage economy. Right? If the government does not raise minimum wage now, people will not have money to spend. Even the person who run a wholesale needs people who have money to spend. If people don't have no money in them pocket, they not buy nothing. You can't buy nothing without money. And there is already a crisis because some employers are saying that they have jobs and they can't get people to take these jobs because the pay is too low. This employer said people come in for training for 1 day or 2 weeks and then they are gone because the pay is not worth it. We place ads upon ads and people are not interested because the money cannot pay their bills. The money is for transportation and lunch. And people are not going to work for transportation and lunch. They want money that can pay their bills and buy them food and pay their rent if they need to pay rent. It's not enough to get up and go to work just to pay your lunch money and pay your bus fare and your taxi fare. It's all good and well for an employer to say, okay, well, if I raise the minimum wage, I have to let go some people. I have to raise some prices. I have to do this and that. But the economy is more than just them. Money has to keep circulating within the economy. And when people don't have money in their pockets, that is trouble for an economy. And the only reason why the government is not waiting the usual 4-year period and is raising minimum wage 1 year later is because the government recognizes this. And the employers know this. They just are used to exploiting people.
I'm just saying, it's like a hand-to-mouth thing I go on. Like, honestly, it's rough. I'm gonna tell you, like, rough. Minimum wage, just the cost of living overall is just ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you, like.
You see, this is a coconut. We call it eye nut in a Rastafari community. Eye nut. Yeah, we want the eye nut to buy much your eye nut. Alright, watch your vibration now. Empress, sister, we are talking a while ago. I wonder how some people survive in Jamaica. And me I tell you, If you get a day and enough of them people your life, you cry, no joke. And you go to plant your food them and them thing there, you know. Plant up your food, make sure you have certain food that plant up, and every time you got money to buy food. I have my hockey tree them and I have my gungo tree them and I have my pear tree them and I have some little thing around there the same way. You see me I say, when I don't have no money, you think, you don't need, yeah, you might need to go island. Yeah, you know, we have the iron out. If you have enough iron out, we can make some island everything. You see me? And we can deal with things the organic way, naturally. But enough people now plant and now have space to plant and they don't know. Enough people now have the space and them thing there. Yeah, you know much for peas, red peas, gungo peas. Hold on, I'm showing nothing. I'm not showing nothing. So it's good to plant the food. You see this? Gungo peas. Gungo? Almost $1,500 on a joke thing. And if you can plant certain things then every time. Yo, in Jamaica, enough people don't like planting. Because people love to till the soil and touch the earth. You see me? Because the earth is the fullness thereof. And when you plant a seed and watch it grow, and you go through the nurturing process, and there's a process. And in life there's process to everything. But there's a next time for that. We'll continue in the video. See, because you don't know the vibration upful and mighty already. We have a few more clips to play. Our Empress talk about the healthcare system in Jamaica. So ones can be mindful and gain some insight knowledge on how the place are run. Yeah? Black brothers and sisters, them will cry out.
We have a serious problem. This is not a new problem. This is a very old problem. And thanks social media that today we get to talk about this with the hopes that our posts, that our videos get to the right ears, that get to the right people, and enough of us is talking about it, and we can find a suitable solution for this big problem. Here, my name is Flor, I am Cuban, and I live in Jamaica for over 20 years. And of course, my country, boy, I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse, because people always come for me in the comments because of this, but my country, Cuba, is very well known for its health services. Although it's not perfect, somehow our doctors make it all over the world and they end up helping a lot of people and saving a lot of lives. Of course, if there is anybody with a medical emergency in Jamaica, they come to me. I'm not a doctor, we don't work at a hospital. Just take a moment to put this into perspective. Me as a Cuban living in Jamaica, who I provide jobs because I'm a business owner, who have to take her own cooking oil, go fix roads, and I'm sure you have seen my viral video about this. Also have to provide medical care for Jamaican people. Now you tell me now if that is not an embarrassment. The most recent one being a mom from country with her tiny baby in need of a ventilator. The hospital in the parish where she is located, I'm not going to be sharing where, doesn't have the facilities to assist this child. The medical staff at the hospital is very willing and able, but they just don't have the equipment to work with. And this message came to me as I came across this article by The Gleaner. Nearly half of ventilators in the public system are out of service. Of the 91 life-saving machines spread across the Kingston Public, Victoria Jubilee, with Spanish Town and Princeton's Margaret Hospital, as well as the Bustamante Hospital for Children, 49 are working and 42 are non-operational. Just make sure to check out The Gleaner and read the entire article. I was over by X and somebody did the math, and the calculation was like about 4 ventilators per hospital, which is outrageous because according to Google, you're supposed to have at least a dozen per every 100,000 people. As a mother, I cannot imagine having an 11-month-old baby in dire need of a ventilator, and no matter how much money you have, you're unable to find it. Because I reach out to Hospital. And if you don't know what hospital is, you go ahead and Google hospital. And they do not have this type of care for children at that very top of the line expensive hospital. So even if you have all the money and you want to transfer this baby go to Cuba, like how this mother reached out to me to transfer her baby go to Cuba to get care in another country where they speak a different language. She can't, because the baby is not stable enough to take that flight. The only thing will be an air ambulance. And I guess only Andrew can afford that in Jamaica. We want Uno to go ahead and save this post in case Uno have any medical emergency. Uno can reach out to this airline right here where they offer these services. I also have a contact for a doctor that does assessments and facilitates transfers from Jamaica to Cuba to receive health care. It is shameful, Ministry of Health. It is shameful that people have to be reaching out to foreigners on social media in the hopes to be able to receive health care. It is a shame. The well-being and the health of your citizens is the priority. Not your Benz and your Range Rovers and your private jets and your mansions all over the world. It's about time we make a change. Thank you so much for watching. Inshallah.
People are flying in their country and migrate from them country and come in our country, and I see the problem more than how we as a local people them I see the problem. And we can't really allow that. We have to say we want to problem them first, and I like them. See? I tell you, feel it. No joke. You feel it. You see me I say? Yeah. What that? I don't even know what that. Yeah man, I may have to put them things together and send them out there to the world so one day one know. So yeah man, if you can support the movement and reach out to the people and make a difference, you could do that. Yeah, because I have to change Jamaica one at a time, you know. The place I run lawless right now, one at a time it have to change. I tell you, I'm going to make the people them come together and show themselves. And unity is strength. You see me I say? When we unify, we're stronger together. When we're apart, we're weak. No joke. You know what I mean? But we could keep on the alignment of the topic of the video. Yeah? We could play some more quick. But the crime situation, and one of the main factors then we are mash up the place right now. You see? Unemployment and mash up the place too. But the crime thing, yeah, we could shine a light on that too.
When I turn this thing in that country right now, get here. Let me tell you something. You see a thing called hungry. Hunger is one of the most dangerous things in Jamaica right now. These youths that you see running in the street these days and moving without fear, those youths are very hungry and they are angry. Come out of their way. Anyhow, my government can find a way how to feed this country better. I know that the crime rate will drop 0.000%. When I wake up and see a picnic them hungry morning time, you know see a baby mother hungry. You hungry. Everybody else in the yard hungry. And nobody for turn to you and help you go, and nobody for help you.
Missy man taking one money go buy clothes. And him a walking foot and a sell it through the town. And police take you upon him.
Really?
Carry around a station and I go tell him how much money him have to find for carry a code for get back them.
And if the man they have money, him no now walk up and down and sell.
Where me I go get that money and I goods me myself to get money? Where me I go get that money for carry a code for get back my goods?
No,
where me I go get it from? Tell me no if that no robbery where them I do. That a big robbery who know I do.
In every way you
so for me get back my goods now when I go home tonight and my brain a bad bus. Yeah. You understand me? My brain a bus so me I go get back my goods in a brethren.
So let me just go ahead and say this to you. Hungry are one of the most cruelest things in Jamaica. And please, my government, wherever we are going to get the help and the strength from, just supply the country with food, food, food. All I then look whole heap of neighborhood they are sitting trying to get the youth them some food down there because they are hungry and they are hungry. They need bag of rice down there and bag of flour so they can fry dumpling the whole day. Every day. Yes man, every day a whole heap of mackerel for youth them. Youth them love mackerel and all that. Youth them are start tell us they want chicken, we know how they done. So here we are going to do. You got to change up the dish for the youth them and I got to just give them some mackerel and candy. Today I give them a piece of chicken. Next week I run sitting here about food. You need it in Jamaica, else every ghetto youth I go to waste. Because so youth now you see them build how you see them grow, them are suffer from malnutrition. They need food, they are hungry. And they are hungry. So please, their body light. So when police hold them and you see you slap them and you see they drop over there in the bush, you know they are light. So please, go ahead and feed these ghetto youth. They are hungry and they are hungry. Alright?
And I came to Jamaica to spend my money here so that my Jamaican people can get it. But when I came here, I was sorry that I made the house. It's like a nightmare. Every day I get up, it's like I'm in a dream. What is going on in this country with this crime and violence? The Prime Minister is not connecting with the people of Jamaica. He must now do something. We are all living in fear. Thank you, my friend.
You born and grown in Westmoreland?
Born and grown in Westmoreland, went to Sam Sharp Teachers College. And this country has entirely changed, my friend. We do not know what happened. It's a new generation or what? We are living in fear. There's no law, there's no order in this country. So I have problem with the police, but I won't say anything. I personally, but I won't go further. But yesterday was the same thing that happened. They robbed in Little London, and everybody starts scrambling to go in their home. Every shop starts to close. Today now is Friday. Yesterday was Thursday, today's Friday, and it's the same thing happened. Look how early they close. Look how early all the shops close. Everybody is living in fear, my friend.
Yes, sir. The crime situation real, and with a love for the people and let go that vibration there and start looking at themselves and start living in more harmony. You see me? And more joy. And that we don't love to want to see in a place, you know, no joke, you know. We want Jamaica for better, man. I want people to start think righteous, because the education system, the youth them now try edify themselves to, you know. Them now try teach themselves, because the technology out there right now, you have artificial intelligence to teach you certain things, to help you, to guide your way. Instead of now look for big sexy girl and them things there, and money and big house and car and material. And you use the technology for edify yourself and learn certain things, you know. You think I'm great in education certain way. I'm not great in education certain way, but I'm one of the things that I have my fingertip where I can research and look up the meaning of things and gain more and teach myself things, edify myself about things. You know what I mean? It's there. Yeah? You know, come to highlight everything one time, because everything have a process. Yeah? And we highlight the people them out there where I go through the frustration and the stress and the depression and all them things there. And them things will come for highlight. And this is not about me right now. It's about the people there.
Calling all Jamaicans that live abroad. We sent $3.3 billion to Jamaica in 2023. Not certain if you guys can account for anything that you sent to Jamaica, but right now the only major commodity that's left in Jamaica for us to participate in is agriculture. Some of you have the land, some of you have family members in Jamaica. It's time for us to have the conversation. Show me what it is outside of money being sent back to family members that we, Jamaicans that live abroad, are doing for Jamaica. Why can't we produce the food that feeds the people and those tourists that come there? You tell me.
So right now my thing can stay up on the side for now, and the people I'm thinking can come forward, so we make a difference in some shape or form. You see me? And that we about, no joke. So if you love the vibration, man, you see me? You just subscribe and leave on the thoughts in the comment. And we could connect and build a community together so we can make a difference in our place. Because together we're stronger, you know. No joke, you know. Unity is strength, you know. Yeah, and we have to start love yourself and start love the people then. You see me I say? And love the drama and the mix up and all them things. And start check for where own the people them and love them and push them out to the world. And make them know say you should be proud to be a Jamaican. You see me? You should be proud to be a Jamaican. All the little folly thing and little loose things we are going. We need to push them things there aside and start doing the righteousness right now. start do the right thing. You see me? Push the right thing. Up front. Advertise the right thing. Jamaica a paradise, yes. But I just the tourists them get piece of that. That time for the local people them food joy the paradise them too. No joke. And we not go drag it out too much. As me said, when you just tune in, turn the notification bell and subscribe and just go and interact and share the video. Because we're there to continue the journey and we not stop. We deported them. We will talk about them again, you know. But we will get a break for right now. Yeah, I'm going to leave the great quote here with the I them and the empress them. The ends that you serve that are selfish will take you no further than yourself. But the ends that you serve that are for all in common will take you into eternity. The great Marcus Mosiah Garvey, big up on yourself, up full and mighty.